What's up, guys? 5:01. So it's really when I wake up, it's usually I wake up like at 3:30. Like immediately, I was having a pretty vivid dream last night. But 3:30 a.m. is usually that first wake up. You know, when you wake up like an hour or 30 minutes before your alarm goes off, you're like, oh fuck. But lately I've just been chilling in bed till like 4:30 and I just get up. Yeah. It's not serious, man, you know? Like, I know why I'm getting up early. It's very easy for me to take it to that next unhealthy level. I just tend to be kind of obsessive. I don't think I have like addictive personality. I maybe have an obsessive personality. I don't know if that's a thing though. I just, you know, it, I want to do something and I want to do it all the way or go 100% on it, And in my head, it's like, well, I mean, waking up early is good for you, in my opinion. So let's just do that all the time. No. If it's like my wife's day off, I won't do it. I like waking up early for myself and just to help, get the day ready for my wife, get the day ready for my kids. And it just, kind of reminds me of like when you come in early, open up shop, get the ovens hot and everything. I used to come in at, first crew would show up at 8 o'clock and I would try my best to like push the time I could come in. First my chef's like, okay, you can come in like 10 minutes early. Cool. And then I slowly started to inch my way into 15 minutes early, 30 minutes early. Before you know it, I was showing up like straight up like at 7 a.m., 7:10. I would start to wake up at 6 and just tell my wife and tell everyone, like, no, I gotta be up now. I have to, where's that stopper? Where's that espresso stopper? There it is. Hold on. I needed this. Anyway, I was told to stop just because, like, if something were to happen to me and insurance, shit like that. But I like it. I would do these extra little steps that the other opening lead wouldn't do. Not only would I get towels from the office, but I'd every station I'd leave 3 towels. I think 3 towels is enough. You don't need a shit ton of towels to make it work. 3 towels, and then just, anything I could do so they could just come in and just start setting up their station. That was my thing. Get the Sani buckets going. You got your 3 towels ready to go. You don't have to even waste those 10, 30 seconds going, grabbing towels. And I got you, Anyway, I was reading this thing on Reddit. But it's so good, man. I'm going to read it. It says, I don't know who needs to hear this. I'd like to offer a friendly reminder to everyone. If a task didn't get finished because someone left after working a full 8-hour shift and there was not enough time to complete it, it's not their fault. That is failure of management scheduling enough staff. If a job consistently requires overtime, that is a failure of management to schedule enough staff. If there is nobody to cover vacations, sick days, that is a failure of management to hire enough staff. Please stop blaming workers for not being able to meet outrageous expectations. Thanks. Fuck, I love that shit. That's the shit I'm talking about. Right there. That's the shit that gets me going, gets my fucking dick hard. That's what's going on, dude. It's true. Like, it's very accurate, yeah. But I had a sous chef where he really tried to impress everything. Like, even the first time he did family meal, he tried to do some like fancy rice. He was trying to make meatballs. He was just like, bro, you have 30 minutes to make a fucking family meal. It's 7 o'clock and you started at 4. What? Of course no one says anything, but I remember in a break room, it was like, well, everything you need to know about him, we now know, and then it became a trend. you know. Whereas a lot, maybe, my chef or my exec will be like, well, you gotta give this, you gotta give. Sometimes, man, you just know on the first day. Not all the time, you know. Sometimes you gotta listen to the streets. What I mean by the streets, I mean kind of like the line cook, like, yeah. But it's so true, This guy would anyway, so he's trying to impress, and he would have us be doing like, so like even in prepping, when you're doing your prep list, there's projects you want to get going immediately when you're opening or when you start your shift, and then you want to taper off to the smaller little fucking knife projects. The morning, I would probably start like the heavier stuff. As soon as I come in, if we need to do like stock, let's just get it going now. You know, since no one's going to be using the burners for the next 2 hours, let's take advantage of that. And then as it gets busier, once you get into night, because that's when the busiest, the morning guys, even during like a lunch brunch, will still be doing projects. They'll be cutting like Brussels sprouts in half. They'll be blanching. They'll be cooking pasta. But I lost my train of thought, and that shit happens all the time. It's obnoxious. But yeah, no. Once you get towards the night shift, you want to focus more on like backups, simple knife work. Simple knife work that if you just had to put away, or if you have to put it to the side, it's not going to be detrimental to service. Night shift is when you get fucked for reals. I mean, I'm not saying you don't get slammed in the morning brunch and all that, but for sure night. Come on, we all know. If you work in the industry, you know. But yeah, he would have us start doing these long, extensive projects, and it would really cut into our ability to put out food on time, and it would frustrate him. He felt like, well, I can do it. Why can't everyone else do it? But then even he couldn't do it. He was just setting these unrealistic expectations. And I kept telling him, like, I think the only piece of advice I told him, and it was relevant at the time, I forgot exactly what happened. I just told him, don't make people do something if you're not going to do it yourself. You know, before you can go and ask people to do something, why don't you see, can you do it first? But that's kind of me, you know? That's kind of the problems that I've been having is being lead or even learning to be sous chef as delegating issues. I'm always like, I'll just do it, you know? I'm like, hey, could you just clean up could you go into the walk-in and in the station, could you just front product, put the stuff that needs to go out first, just do that. I don't want to do it. I don't have to. Oh, I got you. I'll just do it. I don't, in my head, it was always, and I guess it goes out to the calling out thing too. Back in the day, before COVID, before I had this shift and attitude change, for me it was like perfect. If you don't want to show up, that's great. Don't show up. No, take the day off, man. I'll work the day. I'll work the days you don't want to work. I want to show my chef that I'm fucking about that shit. If you don't want to do it, I'll do the fucking project. It's cool, you know. And you can take credit for it too. That's cool because when I'm not there, and then you're gonna have to do it. What's gonna happen? I thought you did that. That's your name on the thing. Oh, but who's actually did it? Oh, okay. I mean, I'll get in trouble maybe for, for not telling the chef, but you're kind of fucking yourself up. But I kind of don't like that mindset. Kind of seems a little, it's like a slippery slope to toxic. There's a certain attitude. There's a certain anti-PC culture that's in the kitchen. It's not going to go away. I don't think it should go away. A little friendly roasting. You know how to talk. If you're in the kitchen, And if you're not, it's sometimes you can overshoot it because crazy shit. But let's go back to this guy's post. It's just so good, man. Like, if a job constantly requires overtime, man, I used to sometimes 8 hours would be like if I had to open in the morning, the last person leaving in the afternoon, like from morning shift, would be like around 4 p.m. But sometimes we'd be stuck there till like 6, helping out and stuff like that. Again, you don't want me to do overtime, but you want me to do all these other things. You need to pick one chef. Chef, you got to pick one, maybe, and if you need me out of there early, why don't you take the brunt of the late, why don't you do play catch up? You're the one on salary, ask your sous chef. You don't want to pay overtime, pay the guy this. Don't go and start offering fucking independent contractor fucking options, because that's a fucking dick move too. And this was one, I almost quit a restaurant. So in my restaurant group, there's six, and I needed a second job. So for a year, I worked at a second job, a second restaurant. And I needed time off because I was going to go to Colorado for just vacation, 2 weeks. And the whole time, their sous chef at the time was a tryhard. A tryhard that I ended up getting fired. I think because he was either buying or selling drugs. And I'm sure it was like weed or little things like that. I don't think it was anything like, an operation was happening in there. But, and then I guess he came in hungover and he just was just in the office. Anyway, for someone that's a tryhard, I can't believe he got fired and he didn't just, quit and get a new job. Anyway, he's like, that's your responsibility. You need to find coverage. I'm like, okay. I disagree with that tremendously, but sure. And you know what? I did. I asked everyone I worked with in the morning in that restaurant, and everyone said no. And he's like, okay, well, you got to ask then other people on the schedule. Here's the schedule, and here are the numbers. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, dude, these people don't know me. One thing that's for sure, like, a thing is, no one wants to do favors for the asshole. It just is. Like, you think I'm going to be enthusiastic if, the piece of shit I have to work with who doesn't, like, hold his own. All of a sudden he wants favors. He wants me to cover his days off. The right thing to do would be, yeah. But I can understand why people would say no. You don't know me. You don't know what I'm about. You don't know, if I'm good, if I'm bad. So of course everyone's like, no, sorry, I don't know you, no. And so the only solution I had, because this guy was going to schedule me, even though I told him like a month in advance, I am not going to be here for 2 weeks. I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks. So I told my other chef, I'm like, he asked me how things were going. I'm like, not so good, man. Like, they're asking me to, like, find coverage. I can't find coverage. The people I work with in the morning, they have other jobs. And then the people at night, they don't know me. And they also have other jobs. Everyone in that restaurant had second jobs at other restaurants in the group. In fact, two of the restaurants were only down the street from each other, and the morning crew and the PM and the morning crew here and the morning crew here would just switch and become the PM crew for the other restaurant. It's fucking great, man. I love that. But so it was really cool because they had their system down. They knew each other already, like those crews, because they would switch. Sometimes if they couldn't, it was fucking great. But yeah, and so the exec chef, the big dick, came in. Good, like. I keep thinking my exec chef is gonna watch you like, what the fuck you mean I'm a big dick? Like boss, big guy. You're not a dick. My exec chef is not a dick. He's fair. He's tough but fair. But yeah, no. I mean, the chef and the exec chef didn't think it was necessary for me to put 2 weeks notice. He's like, it shouldn't have to come to that, and it should be the chef and the sous chef's responsibility for scheduling, And then the next time I was there, my chef, that chef comes to me. He's like, don't worry about finding coverage. You take the days you're going to take. We'll figure that out. And the other guy just left me alone the whole time. And it's 100%. Like, it's not. No, dude. Look, you're going to call out. Call out. Enjoy your day. Don't let a fucking chef or sous chef guilt trip you. Because I don't know about you guys. I feel like shit having a call out. I hate it. If I know I have to, let's say today I work, if I had a call out, I'm going to try to aim for like 10 a.m. I'm going to guess that's when my chef first comes in. Be the first. But man, getting to that spot is a lot of anxiety. And then top it with the fact when you have a chef or a sous chef that's going to make you feel guilty. Come on, man. That sous chef, the one who is, was no good. I remember one time my friend, I think he needed to go to like a funeral, or his friend had died and he had asked for time off. And the sous chef kept calling him and insisting, come on, man, can you just please help us out? And my friend's like, no, like, I need this time off. You know, he's not doing well. He could show up, but like a guy that's mourning, a guy that just lost a friend, or someone, you know, someone important. Yeah, I get it. No, the answer is no. And he straight up, the sous chef just like, come on, man, if you come here, I'll give you a sack of weed. Dude, that guy felt so fucking insulted because he already gets judged by how he looks. He's like punk, like fucking punk. He's a skinhead punk, and if you know the skinhead punk culture, you know, like, okay, you have a very clear picture of what this guy looks like. You know, like even when I applied there, I could see this guy from a mile away. I'm like, oh, okay, there's a legit punk rock skinhead working here. That's cool, cool guy. But he would run into that kind of shit where it's like, oh, you know what? I can get him to do stuff by offering him drugs. He didn't like that at all. He found that extremely insulting to his character. But anyway, yeah. Whether you're working overtime or, you know, having to stay, you gotta call out. That's not on you, bro. That's on. That's on the homies over there. You know. That's on. Anyway, so that post, man, I saw that post and I fucking that shit lit my ass on fire. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I'm gonna make a video about that. And news has come down. I get to go back to work March 1st because the restaurant is going to be opening up 7 days a week beginning mid-March. How I feel about that? Good and bad. Good, obviously, you know. That means we get to kick off my Sioux life all over again. And I don't, because I've spent so much time at home now. I've spent so much time with my kid. I have become the house husband. I have my system down. And it just sucks, man. Like, it genuinely, if we could afford to keep me here, I would vote to keep me at home all the time. My wife votes to keep me at home all the time. My kids vote to keep me at home all the time. I'm not just, like, laying around not doing shit. I'm a very fucking, just like at work, I brought my fucking work ethic home, and it's fucking paying off. Everyone wants me home. But can't be like that. At least while I'm in California and everything's expensive, I gotta keep working. Which is good for you guys because it means more sous chef talks. Not sous chef talks, my sous life. You know, that means there's going to be more videos of just, again, pulling the back of the curtain. This is what sous chef training looks like for me. And it's not that fucking scary. I fucking hate that shit. You know, I got asked to go to another restaurant last night. I said no because I'm already going back to the other one. They're paying me more. And because I'm being trained for sous chef, I know that there's a nice little raise around the corner. So I have about 13 days to get ready up here because the first time I went back, that first month was rough, dude. I didn't want to be there. I hated it. I resented it. I took it out on everyone. And if I didn't have the reputation that I had built for the first 2 years, easily deserved to be fired, and I wouldn't have blamed anyone. I mean, I wasn't doing anything crazy. I just was copying a very bad attitude, and I didn't agree with that. I didn't even like the way I was portraying myself. Even when my cooks came and it's like, dude, are you okay? And that's a cook that normally doesn't give a shit. That's a cook that's normally like, suck it up, shut the fuck up and work, or get the fuck out of my way. You know? She's a hard ass like that. She's cool though. But it's affecting my relationships. Now I can feel there's like a, because of that month, I can feel there's like a tension, you know, because I kept to myself. That's what I do. When I get stressed out, when I get too much, I just get into myself and I go into autopilot. What do I need to do today? What are the requirements I need? But as a sous chef, my requirements expand from, well, when you become a sous chef, when you think about that, your responsibilities go beyond cooking, go beyond a clean kitchen, go beyond organization, go beyond taking orders. If I'm not a people person, you better knock that shit off real fucking quick, because you're gonna have to be a fucking people person. That guy that you can't fucking stand, you gotta make sure that he's fucking cool enough to come up to you and ask for help or complaint, you know. And yeah, man. So people skills. If you don't think you have them, maybe it's not time to be thinking about sous chef. But my sous life will be back up soon. And that's all I got for today. I've been trying to post weekly, but then I think like what I'd rather like skip the upload date if I don't have anything. It just makes no. But I read that shit on Kitchen Confidential. I thought it was fucking great. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. The tone of the kitchen is changing, and of course Reddit is at the forefront of this shit. Reddit has always been there. Fucking love Reddit. All right, guys. I got it's 5:20. This is easily if I can post this up unedited on YouTube, this will be the longest video I've ever posted. 20 minutes. I feel good about that. I didn't feel rushed at all. And it felt more like a conversation. A one-way conversation, but it felt good. Anyway. All right, guys. Have a great service, chefs. Have a great day. I'll see you later, dude. Take care.